a doctor or surgeon or, something where it could really, really affect people's lives, I don't care whether you cheat to get your degree. Who cares? That's what I tell my son.
So in other words, if you're just taking a business class, cheat away.
Sure. That's my son's a business major. It's like, hey, use that if you need to.
Sure.
Get out of there. Get your thing. Get out of there. But he's not like that. He's like his mama. Don't want to cheat. That's the same as when I would tell my daughter, hey, your mama can get all crazy if she wants. But if a D passes a class, that's all I care about. Just get out of college.
Just get out of college, man. Yeah.
Stop saying that.
You know what?
I mean it.
I didn't have that idea at all until I got to a class called media law. And it was required. They said you got to have a D to pass. I was like, man, I can be better than a D. And about 3 weeks in, I was like, you know what? A D's going to go in this. I'm going to take a D if I get. I made a C, and I was proud of that C because I think it was like 45 or 50 something % of the people failed it the first time. You have to retake it. It was hard. Yeah. I was like, I got a C. I'm going to get out of here and see you later.
I'm like, Jody, why are you yelling at her? Just, as long as we're not having to pay an extra semester's worth of tuition, I don't care.
That's the important thing.
Get her out of there.
When you were in college, Riggins, did you care?
About grades?
I mean, was it just like, pass the class and keep moving, get the credits, keep moving?
That's what everybody always said. As long as you get that diploma,
and a lot of it
counts.
And a lot of it depends on what you're taking too. Like if you're like I was a broadcast journalism major, okay, there was nothing earth-shattering was going to come out of that. Like TJ was saying, as long as you're not a doctor.
Yeah, I don't want my doctor to have been like getting D's and C's.
Right.
Or cheating.
Or cheating.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
That's a valid point.
If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
So DeMar Hamlin, the Buffalo Bills player that was, went down with the cardiac arrest in January during Monday Night Football, is planning a comeback, planning on playing in the NFL next season. So wild kind of a day yesterday. They said it was caused by a specific amount of blunt force trauma at exactly the wrong time in the heart's rhythm. So it's just like the world's colliding at the worst time, and that's what caused him to collapse.
I saw that headline yesterday, and I had to stop because the volume was down on the TV. It was just on in my office, and I turned around and saw the headline and thought, that can't be reading that right. And I turned it up and listened to them talk about that, and it's fascinating.
Yeah.
My first thought was, mentally and emotionally, is he ready? Because he's clear he can resume football operations, whatever, activities today. Yeah. Is he mentally and emotionally ready to do that? He may be. I don't know. It's wild to think that he died on the field. They brought him back to life. And now a few months later, 6 months later, like, you're good.
Right.
Get after it.
You know what my first thought was? I'm glad I didn't have that vaccine.
I did know that. I knew that was your first thought.
I know.
But Ace, that just speaks to the miracle of modern medicine in the U.S. that so many political leaders in our country are trying to screw up.
It's an amazing story that he's 6 months later, whatever it is, cleared for football activities again. He's good to go.
Crazy.
No European or Cuban doctors rushed up to the field to take care of him and work on him after they got him into the hospital.
Good old American doctors.
So there you go. American doctors from India. Those are the best.
Best.
They got all A's.
Yeah.
That's right.
They were not satisfied with D's.
Exactly.
Okay, hold on. And I know it wasn't just the doctors. It was the first responders and the nurses and all of that. So before y'all start, sending your DMs all angry and everything, I give you your credit. Not just talking about the doctors, and you all look super thin in your scrubs today, ladies.
Today is National Banana Day.
I'm sorry, Riggins.
Yeah.
I know people say that not all nurses are ladies, but they are. Just had to throw that disclaimer out there.
My father's a nurse.
No.
It's not nice.
Your father isn't almost a doctor. Kidding on that one.
Today's National Banana Day. I like bananas, but you know what I like more than bananas? Wet floor signs that look like bananas. The banana peel, I love that. That's just something fun. There's no reason for that. Why would they make that? I love it. Mm-hmm. It's just something silly that they thought, hey, we can make that into a banana peel. I love that.
Because I wonder how many U.S. Americans have ever slipped on a banana peel.
Right.
Right.
Do
It's
you
never
know
happened.
anybody who's ever slipped on a banana
No.
peel? I do not.
No.
I never have. Don't know anybody. You hear that your whole life, never see it or hear it.
But it's it's a staple in old school cartoons.
Sure. It's in Mario Kart.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I tried to, and you just can't. It's not easy.
Maybe the bananas back then were like more slippery.
Or maybe we use trash cans better now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You want to go back, don't you, Riggins?
a little bit.
Yeah.
You tried to do it, Rob?
Yeah, because like when I was a kid, I saw everybody slipping. I was like, I wonder if that's true, and it's not as easy to slip on a banana peel as they make it seem.
I would bet you $100 if we put a banana peel in here and had you try to slip on it, you would slip.
Oh, now probably.
Look, I've got bananas at my house, and it's literally 60 seconds from here. I can run and get one.
I'm seeing double ACLs. That's what I'm saying.
So what was the surface, Rob? That you?
It was like a kitchen floor.
Okay. So it wasn't like the black topper. Oh, that's right. You'd have to go outside for that. Never mind.
He ain't going outside.
Friendly confines. Yeah, your mom was probably like, pick that up, please. Do you mind? And then another shocking little story. The CEO of Netflix, Ted Sarandos, said the final DVDs will be shipped out on September 29th. And I was making something, and I heard that headline, and I thought, what are they talking about? Oh, Netflix is still shipping out DVDs. So
I had no idea.
Yeah, no idea. September 29th is the last day they'll do it.
The only reason I knew is because a couple of years ago we talked about it, and some lady sent us a message said that she works for Netflix, and no, that was Redbox. I'm sorry, it wasn't even Netflix.
Redbox.
I didn't.
Yeah, Redbox. Well, I don't. Yeah, and then you still have to go get them. But
Yeah.
like Netflix will ship a DVD to your door.
I did not know Netflix would still do it then.
Yeah, so September 29th. If you're still on board with that, I'm sorry. I'm sure this is horrible news, but
What are you doing?
they do have a better way to get videos and
Yeah,
stuff.
you could have it immediately.
I mean,
But there's a red box still right up the street here in front of Walgreens.
really.
I've never rented anything from a red box.
There's also one across the road from there. There's a Redbox at this little convenience store, and I pulled up there one day at 4:30 in the morning, and some like 80-year-old man's got his head under the hood, and he comes out, and, and I was like, "What is this dude doing?" And he comes out holding a couple of DVDs.
I have like 5 Redbox movies in my collection right now. I never returned. They were charging like almost $40 for that.
What?
Yeah, so you just stole.
I mean, they got their money.
Yeah.
Oh, Ace knows about that.
Oh, I thought you said they were going to charge for it.
No, they charge like 40. Yeah, they take it out of your account.
Yeah, you could have said
Yes,
that.
they do.
I stole
Yes,
5
they
movies
do.
from that.
All right. Yeah.
But I never see. I see the red boxes, but I never see the red box people servicing the machines and collecting the money and putting
Yeah, never.
DVDs back in there. I never see that.
Me neither.
I see Pepsi men's and Coke women's and all of that.
I've seen them restocking the red box before. It's a weird looking device inside.
Well, probably because you had already watched all the movies in the box, Rob, and you were waiting on them to bring out something new.
I did frequent the red box.
Yeah. Well,
Just like he gets movie tickets, 30 years in advance.
Yeah.
He know when they're delivering the new stuff to Redbox. He's camping out there.
He's seen every movie. Rob, you might be our movie guy. You've seen everything, huh?
I wouldn't say everything, but I've seen a lot. Yeah.
And then you ask him his favorite movie, and it's like Time Traveling Phone Booth, and you're like, I've never heard of that. It's got Rachel McAdams in it. Yeah, I still never heard of it. What's your favorite movie of all time? What is that called?
It's called About Time.
Yeah, About Time. Ben-Hur,
What's it about?
Godfather.
It's actually a time traveling closet, but
Excuse you,
Come on, man.
Riggins.
He's seen everything. His favorite
Traveling
movie's about a
closet.
time
your
traveling
favorite
closet.
movie of all time is about a time traveling closet?
it's not nearly as simple as that phrase would make you think it is. But it's a good movie. It's a really, really good movie.
It's a very brain type movie.
Brain
right?
type movie. Yeah. You wouldn't get it. You got to be in that headspace.
Maybe. But those are a few things that are now trending.
I want to preface the fact that we are all going to, I hope, laugh at my wife next in something she has posted online. I know her family has laughed at it, and she laughs at it too, which makes it okay. And I have to say that before somebody gets upset with me, because it's really funny and very embarrassing. Next.
Missed part of the show? Just download it. Get the Ace and TJ podcast on any platform. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
So more than just the show is up on our YouTube channel, Ace TJ TV. You can see the extra funny podcast every day is up on our YouTube channel. TJ and Jody's House podcast, the Nerd News podcast went up, and today a brand new edition of Ace at Large on the road at the Daytona 500 with me and my son Cade goes up. So if you want to check that out, that'll be available. The Ace at Large video podcast sponsored by Gaston County Tourism. Go Gaston NC if you want to check that out. So that goes up today on our YouTube channel, Ace TJ TV. I would say I'm not laughing at my wife, but I am. Because I think this is funny. And she thinks it's funny, too, which is why she posted it. Give you a little scene set up here. The baby is due June 17th. So Saturday makes 8 weeks. So she's fully, 7 months pregnant. And much more than me, she loves her basset hound, Toby. Toby's 8.5. He'll turn 9 in July. And he's awesome. I'm madly in love with Toby, have been, since right after I met him. He's the best thing ever. But Toby had his checkup at the vet the other day. And everything checked out fantastic. All his blood work was great. Everything was great. They're like, he's in great health. His weight is fine. And the nurse mentioned to Amanda, just so you know, he's starting to get that quote unquote old man glaze, end quote. That I don't know if it's basset hounds get it, all dogs get it. I don't know how that works, where he kind of just stares off sometimes. But he's the picture of health when it comes to a basset hound. Now, I was at the gym when this ended, and Amanda called me. And I had to stop what I was doing because she was crying when I answered the phone. And I was like, well, she goes, Toby, he's got an old man glaze. And I was like, okay, but he's great. He's healthy. I didn't know what to say. She then made this TikTok. And when I got home, she said, she goes, I had to laugh when I looked back on and thought this might be funny content. And this is the TikTok that she posted. She's driving. The camera's sitting in her car. You can see Toby in the back. I think she's not driving. She's just talking to the camera at the time. You see Toby just sitting in the back seat, looking out the window, perfectly happy and healthy. And she's describing what just transpired.
Dude, I know I'm being ridiculous, but my pregnancy hormones have me crying after the vet visit. She said that he's completely healthy, but she said that he's starting to get that old man glaze in his eyes, and I just can't stop crying after she said that. These hormones are so real. Meanwhile, he's back there happy and healthy, and I'm crying over him.
And she said, I know it's dumb. I have no reason to cry. He'll be 9 in July. And she said he's just starting to get it, so it's not the end of the world. But it's a great example of pregnancy hormones get out of control.
I'd probably cry too without being pregnant, honestly.
That was my first thought.
Yeah, I get it.
Her brother loved it and sent it to I think had 19 different people who have all commented on it that he sent her oh, check this out. She's out of control. Oh, and by the way, before anybody says anything, I told her, we laughed about it last night, that I was going to play this on the show because I was trying to play it yesterday, but I didn't have a copy of it. She didn't post it until the last hour of the show, so I thought I'd wait on it.
But yeah, she posted it, so
yeah,
even if you didn't tell her you were going to play it on the show.
Yeah, but I wanted everybody to know she finds it funny, and that's why, it's totally cool before anybody sends me a nasty message. Can't believe you did that.
Who cares? Ban them from listening to the show if they get mad. That's what I say.
So
they have an old man glaze.
She's like her husband.
Yeah, Toby and I have an old man glaze.
You got two guys in her life with an old man glaze going on. Staring off into space.
Yeah. Nailed it. Nailed it.
2 for 2.
So we've got, but it's such a great example. What happened that caused, when you were pregnant, because that's a real thing. We've heard about people who would eat dirt, or one lady told us one time that she would pack dirt between her cheek and gum like a dip of Skoal.
Yeah. Eat chalk and stuff.
One lady said she went into the freezer and would chip out the ice that forms in the deep freeze and would chip that out and suck on that. It had to be that particular ice for whatever reason.
In her defense, that stuff is delicious. Freezer.
So, at the Ace TJ show,
Well, she may need to defrost.
at the Ace TJ show, pregnancy made me crazy. What kind of wild, weird thing? And it could be something simple like watching the funniest comedy of all time. And like if you watch Old School and then you cry uncontrollably for some particular reason, like that's just wild that your pregnancy hormones get that crazy with you. Pregnancy made me crazy. What happened to you in your situation? We'll get to it next at the Ace TJ show.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up. Can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Let's go boom.
Oh, how about you and your business that you got to advertise? You got to get some marketing going. You got to get out there for the people to see, and you don't want to pay a fortune for it. So that's why you need Ace TJ Media. We'll create it, with our creation board of directors and panel and all. I mean, we'll direct some creative content creating like nobody's business. So, whether you need digital, audio, video, whatever you got. If you want to advertise your business, get it branded and marketed the right way, then go to acetjmedia.com.
All right, let me tell you one thing very important. It is very important that you understand right now, I am not making fun of the incident or laughing at it, but how it affected our lives turns out to be kind of funny. Today in history, 28 years ago today, 1995, a horrible episode occurred when a truck bomb destroyed the Alfred P. Murrow Federal Building in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, killing 168 people and injuring hundreds more. Timothy McVeigh, the guy, he was arrested. This is an important day in Ace and TJ history, because had it not been for this particular day and the events that occurred thereafter, we probably would not be sitting here right now enjoying, and you would not be enjoying the Ace and TJ show. Hopefully you're enjoying it. We were working in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We had just gotten a job. This is what, April? We'd just taken a job there in the end of February. So we'd been there about 2 months. And the consultant for the radio station, after our radio show every day, we had to go to his hotel and sit there while he would critique our show. He would listen to it, listen back to it, and then critique it. And he had clients in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So by the time the story broke, right about the time our show ended, we got to the hotel, and he's on the phone with them when we walk in. And he's sitting around wet in just a bathrobe on the phone with them. And from 10 a.m. to a little after 1 p.m., we sat there while he talked to his clients on the phone. And doing what he should have been doing his job with them. We weren't that important at that point because they were in the middle of all of this. He sat in his bathrobe while we just sat there staring at him.
For 3 hours.
Old and fat and covered in a bathrobe.
Not exactly what you would call a contestant on The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And
it's
not a handsome fellow.
I think about it every year on this day when it comes up. And that's the guy that told us we should get out of radio and go back to doing what we did before that.
And you guys didn't even have phones to pass the time or anything back then.
Well, we were watching on TV. We were watching what was happening, like taking notes of what was taking place on that day and how important it was.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a nightmare, but a different type.
Yeah.
And had it not been for that, had it not been for that guy, we probably wouldn't have left there when we did and wouldn't have ended up here. And had he had his way, we wouldn't even be at radio today. I'd be running a mobile home dealership or something.
Yeah, and if he were a really, really good-looking fella, I'd still be sitting there staring at him.
Gross.
But you got under that robe.
Just a little interesting note. I think about it every year on this day that we sat there for like 3 hours staring at him walking around in a bathrobe.
Wet.
Sweating.
Ew.
First he was wet from the shower, then he was sweating.
Yeah. in a motel room.
Ugh.
Yeah, motel, not hotel. You're right.
Ace TJ 5G. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast from the Calotren Studios. Lose weight the safe and effective way with Calotren. Go to acetj.com/weight loss to get details. Now, Ace and TJ.
Well, pregnancy hormones make you crazy. This is going to be hilarious. In just a second. If you missed it yesterday, we announced something called Ace and TJ's Baby Registry. Trying to start with the idea that, so I've got this baby coming June 17th. My wife and I are going to have a baby, and what can we do to help others who are also having a child but may not be as blessed or maybe in a difficult situation? Here's what you do. Go to acetj.com/baby. It's acetj.com/baby. And there you'll find a couple of options. It's super easy to do. And whether you want to offer a lot or a little, it doesn't make any difference. It links you up through Levine Children's Hospital to 2 different locations. You click the link, and it's an Amazon wish list for people who are parents who are in that hospital now, things the hospital needs, things that parents need to help them out, things for the kids, for the parents, everything. It's all right there. For $20, you can do something. For $10, you can do something. If you want to spend more, just click more stuff. It's super easy to do. It's Ace and TJ's Baby Registry, acetj.com/baby. All through our charity Peyton's Promise with some great people like the Temple Team Real Estate, the Johnson Group Facility Services, Fetch Pet Care, Brad & Brothers Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, CompuCom, and Best Impressions Caterers. So I played you this clip a minute ago of my wife who's crying uncontrollably in the car, and she posted it because she realized it's pregnancy hormones making her kind of crazy because they said our dog, Toby, is super healthy, but he's starting to get, because he's almost 9, that what they call old man glaze. And she was like, he's so healthy, but... And he's back there in the back seat just looking around, and she's crying, and it's kind of funny. So the question became, pregnancy made me crazy. What happened to you when you were pregnant that is totally out of character? Just wild things. For example, Mandy said, I threw a whole tantrum and raged when McDonald's didn't make my McDouble plain. I threw the sandwich back into the store and threw a fit. Plain McDoubles were my craving. So it turns out she told us more of the story. Went through the drive-thru. When it was wrong, went back in the store and freaked out and just threw the McDouble plain back over the counter and stormed out.
That's awesome.
Danielle said, I cried when my husband wouldn't take the piece of paper I wrote my McDonald's order on. I craved gravy biscuits. He knew what I wanted, so he said he didn't need the paper, and I cried. So he's like, I don't need the paper. I know what you want. Well, take the paper. I don't need the paper. And he just left, I guess, and she just sat there bawling over that. My husband walked in on me crying. Jessica said, my husband walked in on me crying my eyes out on the kitchen floor with all the ingredients to make hamburger helper in front of me. Because I didn't want hamburger helper. I wanted Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
She said, so we had Honey Nut Cheerios for dinner. Alicia said, I cried because my dog wouldn't come to me when I called her. She goes, I cried because I thought, if this dog won't listen to me, surely my kid won't either.
And that's true. It's very true.
Let's see. Melody said, we were eating lunch at Buffalo Wild Wings, and they had horse racing on TV. I cried because one of the jockeys popped the horse's backside to make him go. I was so upset. The horse wasn't even fazed. And Emily, I cried and threw an entire pizza out the window of the car because I didn't think the pizza was hot enough.
Oh, no.
What?
Don't waste a pizza like that.
Yeah, I'd be livid.
Oh, my God. So angry. All that cheese and...
Not the cheese.
Not the cheese.
Oh, God.
And there are things that you can make things hotter with.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
microwave, oven.
There are ways to rectify that.
So, yeah. And Megan said, I was 8 months pregnant at the time. My oldest is almost 21 now. I was 8 months pregnant at the time. My husband and I were eating dinner. For whatever reason, he needed a knife. I had one. He didn't. I didn't know that he grabbed it from my plate. I went to grab it and it wasn't there. So there he sat with my knife, and I lost my mind. I couldn't stop crying. And I kept saying, quote, I'm so mad. How's a lady supposed to feed her baby when you steal her knife? End quote. She said it was completely and totally ridiculous, maybe even stupid, but even to this day, I can't believe I reacted so poorly. Can you imagine, though, he's sitting there like, well, just take it back. I just borrowed your knife. Take it back.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to feed this baby? Well, then take it back.
Yeah. There's a lot of people behaving badly.
I know.
Throwing that burger at the employee. I thought that's you can't do that.
Blaming it on the baby.
Yeah. I mean, she's lucky she didn't get knocked around or something. I mean, you can't do that.
It happens all the time to women that are pregnant.
Yeah, and I think people just understand when they see a pregnant woman, they know that she's going to, use that whole myth about hormones to act out in a way where they're like, oh, don't let her do it. I mean, she's fine. She just needs that attention. She needs an excuse to be able to go crazy and act uncivil.
So there's there's a TV show that everybody was talking about Monday. And it may be ruining the cast members' lives. Next.
From the Calotrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calotrin at acetj.com/weight loss.
They cut it in half and then they pull it apart, and there's like stringy cheese, and they call that a cheese pull. There's a guy calling out specific food influencers saying, that's a fake cheese pull. I'm going to show you how they did it. So then he goes through recreating their sandwich, whatever they made, and he goes, what they don't show you, after they make the grilled cheese, they open up the sandwich and then add in a slice of like mozzarella or an extremely melty cheese, then put the lid, the top piece of bread back on, and then film them pulling it apart and saying they're all lying, and he's calling out like the biggest food creators on the internet. And I was devastated. I said, this is not real?
That's awesome.
So wait, you mean if they're advertising cheese, like say they're advertising a particular type of cheese, they'll go back and add a different type of cheese it?
It's just people demonstrating how great whatever they're cooking, like they have a cooking channel and things like that. Food creators, they call them.
But they're putting specific things in to make it look better, even though it's
without
not part
telling
of it.
you,
Without telling you.
And because that's a big part of the food showing is when they finally take it apart at the end, and you go, wow,
part.
that makes it look so good, but they're faking it.
And it makes more people want to watch.
Sure.
Yes, that's always the thumbnail. That's how you get people to watch, but they're actually faking it with like a cheap quality or additional cheese that they don't show you in the video that wouldn't make any sense in the actual dish.
That's just like whenever, one of my pet peeves is whenever they make something like a burger or something, and I have to call them out and go, there's no way anybody's eating that because it's way too big. Like, you can't fit that in anybody's mouth.
Yeah, that's just for show.
It is disappointing when you find that out there.
Crazy.
At least it's still cheap.
Ace TJ 5G. Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
There's a lot of new stuff coming from the Ace and TJ show, including Ace TJ Prime and Ace TJ Prime Plus. Chances for you to win prizes every day, score points, get some exclusive content with Prime and Prime Plus. So it all runs through our app. Go to your app store, search for Ace and TJ. You'll see it right there on the front of the App Store. Once you download the app, you'll see it right there. Click the link, get yourself signed up because some cool stuff is coming starting May 1st from Ace TJ Prime and Ace TJ Prime Plus. And that includes, especially Prime Plus, includes evenings with members of the Ace and TJ show. It includes content you won't get anywhere else and the ability to listen and watch the show without commercials. So,
And somebody said somebody's political show's coming back.
Ooh.
Who said that?
I don't know. Somebody said it.
So Ace TJ Prime and Ace TJ Prime Plus all through the Ace and TJ app.
And somebody said Adam is scared to death about it, but whatever.
So, Love is Blind may have ruined your Sunday night. This is the show that was going to air live. The reunion would air live on Netflix. And to give you an idea of what Love is Blind is about, they put singles in, they all go into this, I don't know what it is exactly, but they all live together away from society. And they go into these rooms and talk and essentially date without ever seeing each other. And people fall in love strictly through communication. And it's to see, the concept is, can you find true love without ever seeing someone? Because your hearts, your minds, your spirits link up without having the physical affect any of your interpretations of something. Then at the end, once someone has been proposed to, then they see each other. And then it follows what happens to them after that.
Is that the one that Jessica Simpson's husband is the host of?
Yes. So, check this out though. So, Love is Blind was going to have their big finale Sunday night, and it didn't. It was on Netflix. It was supposed to be live at 8 Eastern, and it took hours to get it on. It was a whole thing. But somebody began getting in touch with former participants in the show. And this is what always fascinates me, like how these things work. Now, here's what these people claim, that it was a pretty traumatic experience, that they were expected to film 20-hour days for 2 weeks. So what you watch over the course, or we watched over the course of 10, 12, 14 weeks, is all shot in 2 weeks when they're all in these little, pods or whatever, living together. Producers limited their sleep as well as their food and water. But it says alcohol, they keep that flowing the whole time. The sets are windowless. The only time they saw the sunshine was when they went to the bathroom, which is in a trailer outside. Now, obviously, they confiscate their phones. So for 2 weeks, they have no way to communicate with the outside world whatsoever. Many of the contestants chose to remain anonymous, but somebody named Danielle Rule from season 2 said she fainted, probably from drinking while not getting enough sleep, food, or water, but that she wasn't given medical attention after she fainted. She said when she woke up, she was given a COVID test and forced to film a confessional. She says, I don't think I felt myself since before filming. I'm trying to re-find who I am because it effed with me so much, end quote. So you say, well, why don't they just leave? Well, if they bail, they have to pay a $50,000 penalty.
Oof.
And one lady said the producers convinced her to stay even after she confessed to having suicidal thoughts. Again, her claim. No word yet from Netflix. Several contestants complained about a general lack of mental health services. And Danielle married a guy named Nick on the show, but they later divorced. Nick says that once taping ended, he asked them to provide marital counseling, and they said no.
So the goal is to get married at the end?
Yes, that is the goal, to get married.
Okay.
6.5 million people watched the finale once it was live, once it was finally able to air. That was 3 hours after, or 2.5 hours after it was supposed to air. So people were really waiting on it. And it's the #1 show on Netflix right now for all this week.
Dang.
No word yet on Netflix from what these people are, from this article that was written.
Doesn't sound good, Netflix.
Doesn't sound good.
But they knew what they were getting into. It's not the first season, is it?
No, this lady was on season 2.
Right.
Yeah.
So
she had seen the show before.
she probably had done some research, know how it works.
I'm always fascinated, though, how those things work behind the scenes. They filmed for 20 hours, it says, over the course of 2 weeks to get that entire show shot and squeezed together in as little time as possible.
And you know the Lord hates that show.
Why?
Making a mockery of the holy matrimony.
Oh.
See, now they claim they're not making a mockery of it, that their point is if you take the physical out of it, you have a much stronger spiritual, mental, and emotional, heartfelt connection because you actually have to talk and communicate and learn about each other the entire time before you ever know what the person looks like.
That's the pastoral staff at Netflix.
I didn't claim that.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Pastoral.
You're disgusting. That is trending right now. I'll tell you why. Coming up in Now Trending.
Live from the Calitrin Studios. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. More of the Ace and TJ Show next.
Today, what's today, Wednesday? So it's tomorrow night, a big live show with the Ace and TJ show. If you're a member of the Share Funny family, 2 things you need to know. Number 1, you got the Evite to our big Ace TJ live show. It's Extra Funny Live. That's going to be at the H2 Public House in Jaton Village Shops in Cornelius, North Carolina, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. So if you haven't gotten in, I don't know if we still even have tickets available for that, but check it out. You might want to be able to do that. And if you're a member of the Share Funny family, do what? Does that mean, Rick?
VIP.
Oh yeah, it's all we have left, VIP?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's VIP left. So the free slots are already filled. But you can get the VIP through the Evite that you received last week.
It's also on social media.
And social media, okay. And if you're the Share Funny family, a member of the Share Funny family, remember, you got to switch over to Prime or Prime Plus. Get signed up for that. Because that's changing. That's all you need to know.
So yesterday, it was proven to me once again, and I don't know why I haven't learned my lesson in the almost 29 years I've been married to my white queen. She wants me to have no happiness. She wants to squash my joy before it even has time to build a base in my heart. Because I sent her a text yesterday with a link to something, and I said, can we please, all caps, can we please get this for your mom for Mother's Day? I'm trying to do something nice for her mother on Mother's Day, and she just sends back an eye roll emoji. So then I brought it up again in front of our daughter. I said, I want to get this for Mimi for Mother's Day. And my daughter thought it was a good idea. It's a T-shirt that reads, "My favorite child is my son-in-law."
I've seen that. Yeah.
And then Jody goes, "She will not wear that. Just stop. We're not getting that. She will not. We're going to waste $25 because she won't wear it." So I need to borrow $25 from somebody because I'm getting it.
Still going to get it?
Yeah, I'm going to get it. But I don't need her looking at the credit card.
Put it on the company. I'm in for half of that. Because you know she'll she'll put it on enough to wear around the house and take a picture of it, so you'd have her a picture of her wearing it.
I don't know. She would want to, and the sentiment I think is in her heart, but she wouldn't because her daughters are so sensitive.
Oh,
you know they're so
still after all these years
fragile. They're so fragile. I can't do it.
Ace TJ 5G. Here's what's new today from the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Brand new Ace at Large out today. We're going to the Daytona 500, taking you along for a little trip to Daytona with the Ace at Large video podcast. That'll be up today about 11 Eastern on our YouTube channel, Ace TJ TV. You can link through from our social media. We'll put it all up for you today. So that's what's new today from Ace TJ TV.
If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ show.
You're disgusting. Not you specifically, but that is a phrase that is trending. There's this new research test that people are taking, and it tells you about your food disgust sensitivity, and it's showing how many people are disgusted by certain things. It includes things like animal flesh, fruit, fish, vegetables, things like that. There's a lot of picky eaters out there, so people are just sort of discovering new things about themselves and about things they're not into and into.
Right.
But I didn't.
So what does it say about somebody who is disgusted by food and says it's a texture thing?
I know. I'm sure it's in there. The question, there's 32 questions, I think, and I think they would probably be high up on that scale. It's a texture thing. Alexis
texture
just said
thing.
that this morning.
It's true.
She doesn't eat bananas because it's a texture thing.
I don't like eating a lot of things that are like just squishy. Blech.
As she ate a peanut butter and 4 fruit preserve sandwich, which I've never heard of.
But I lightly coated the preserves on there so it wasn't squishy.
I said, "What kind of preserves is it?" She said, 4 fruit. I said, what kind of fruit is that?
4 different types.
Is that an El Salvadorian fruit?
Yep, 4 fruit.
Cuatro fruit.
Cuatro fruta.
Cuatro fruta.
El Fruto.
Yeah. There's a new episode of The Mandalorian. That is one of the top trending topics. Rob, how was it?
You haven't
you didn't
seen
watch
The
it?
Mandalorian?
I'm not caught up.
You're not caught up. Devastating.
Is this wait, Is this the one Lizzo is on now? Or did a guest spot on
think
some
she
Star
She was
Wars
a
thing?
guest.
Yeah.
Lizzo on Star Wars.
Yep.
Uh,
Lizzo and Jack Black were guest stars one week.
Really?
Spoiler alert.
So this is
And I
it's not even believable anymore.
I can't believe I missed it.
I don't know. Videos of this collapsed parking garage in New York, leaving one person dead and 4 people injured. The videos are all over social media this morning, and it is wild. I've never seen something like this happen. Obviously it's in Manhattan, so buildings are, there's no space in between it, but just right in between 2 buildings, this whole parking deck collapses. It's scary. Real scary.
It's a wonder that it came, I guess, the way it fell, that it didn't do more damage to other buildings. As of now, they don't say there's no damage to other buildings, but you would have expected more in those tight, confined areas.
Yeah.
And did y'all see how they're finding people who are buried in the rubble? Robot dogs.
No.
Are they really robot dogs?
That's a good thing, right?
The
Yeah.
future.
See, so not all robots are bad robots. Ace.
Yet.
Thank you, Rob.
Are you on board with these robot dogs?
As long as we can keep them under control, but it's a matter of time.
Do those robot dogs get an old man glaze?
No, they don't. And that's part of the problem.
If they got an old man glaze, we'd be okay with it.
And then Amazon, this is kind of interesting. Amazon, finally, I think this is a great idea. They're going to allow you to increase the volume of just dialogue in shows, which
Yeah.
is a great idea. I don't know why they haven't figured that out before.
That is the kind of thing that I think could be so useful to society, more so than going out of space and all of that stuff. Do something like that everybody can use in their home to make life easier.
It's brilliant.
Because obviously the people who make these TV shows now and all, the sound engineers and producers and all, are just complete morons. Because the music overpowers the voice in so many of those things.
Yeah.
It's like, how'd they get a gig
Yeah.
doing all that?
That's what we got to watch with subtitles a lot of the time. So many sounds going on. Sometimes you just need to cut through all the noise and read the dialogue.
That
Yeah.
part.
You know that second season of White Lotus, where they had all the Italians in the series? What? It was borderline too many subtitles for me, even though I was enjoying the show. When the Italian people were speaking, it was a little too much subtitling.
So you
for me.
actually stayed with the show, TJ, even though it had subtitles, because you're very anti-subtitles.
Yeah, because it wasn't. It was almost to my limit,
Okay.
but it wasn't.
Italiano in an American TV show. This is wild.
I know.
Wow.
Or is it an American TV show once they put subtitles on it?
No,
I don't think so.
I say no. But those are a few things that are now trending.
Somebody on the Ace and TJ show experienced a nightmare. Like we only talk about in the news. Usually when we see one of these types of stories in the news, probably from Australia or Thailand or somewhere like that, we tell the story and then go, can you imagine? Well, somebody on the Ace and TJ show can imagine because it happened last night. We'll let him tell you about it coming up next.
From the Calotrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calotrin at acetj.com/weight loss. Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Ace TJ 5G is possible thanks to our friends from O'Connor Insurance Associates. They are an independent insurance agency, which means they work right for you, not for some big shady insurance company. Get started, get the most insurance for your money at acetj.com/O'Connor.
So earlier in the show, we were talking about pregnancy and hormones and how you get crazy. Not everybody, but a lot of women go through that crazy period with your hormones. For example, some more these responses continue to come in, and they're so good. Like Allie, who said, I cried because my family was going to the grocery store to help me, but they didn't invite me to go to the grocery store. So she cried. So like, no, we'll take care of the grocery shopping. You're pregnant, you stay home. But nobody asked her if she wanted to go. She didn't want to go, but nobody asked her.
It's nice to be invited.
So she cried. Then Megan, who said, I could not stop sniffing Pine Sol.
I like Pine Sol.
Yeah, but wouldn't sniffing it if you're pregnant, wouldn't you be worried that would be harmful to the baby?
I prefer Fabuloso anyways. That's what
Okay.
I'd be sniffing.
Fabuloso.
Brandy said, I had an intense dream about Kid Rock, and I don't even like him like that. It still rattles me.
Who hasn't had an erotic dream about Kid Rock? That's
Come on,
not
ladies.
unusual.
We know y'all have.
That's par for the course.
Olivia said, I burned toast and began bawling my eyes out because that meant I'd be a horrible mom if I couldn't even toast bread correctly.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. Julie said, made my husband meatloaf one night. I was 8 months pregnant. I didn't do it right, though, and it came out well done on the outside, but completely raw on the inside. He took a bite and said, quote, oh, man, it's raw, hun, end quote. I began screaming at him, busted out crying, and said I was leaving him and stormed out.
You ruined the meatloaf again. You idiot.
How you gonna cook for a kid? You gonna poison a kid?
I think all she said he said was, oh, it's raw, hun.
Yeah, I picture it being way worse than that for some reason. Get back in there and fix this meatloaf.
Quit your crying and fix the meatloaf.
Drop the tears, fix my meatloaf. I'm starving.
Cry on your own time.
And Sarah said, I cried because KFC ran out of mac and cheese.
Oh.
And I yelled at my boyfriend, I'll just starve then.
I like that.
Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G. Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Make sure you go get signed up for Ace TJ Prime. Ace TJ Prime Plus, all of this new stuff going on because we got a lot of stuff coming. Big time things where you can win prizes and earn rewards, get commercial free versions of the show, the podcast every day, more unique new content coming. It's just all kinds of stuff. It's really, really cool. And it's also how you will get invitations to our various events and all. So you get signed up for Ace TJ Prime. All the time we'll talk about these stories of wildlife getting into somebody's home, dangerous wildlife. Yesterday we had a story of a guy in Australia who had a huntsman spider in his drawers, crawling around in his underwear. Rob, tell the story about what happened that was so frightening at your house last night.
I was sitting in my office enjoying my newly installed air conditioning unit, and I heard from the bathroom, "Snake!" So I got up as quickly as my automated recliner could.
Yeah, you can't exactly slam it down, can you?
And so I went in, and Meredith was just about to get in the shower. And so she goes, "There's a snake in there." And I said, "Okay, where?" So under the sink. I go in and I open it up, and it was, she saw it because the tail had come out of the door. So she was about to get in there, and there was a tail sticking out of under the sink door. So she opened it up, and that's when she yelled. And then I went in and checked it, and it was stuck to a glue trap. Oh. Which we had, I guess, I didn't know we had those down there, I guess, for rodents in case. And it was upside down, so I couldn't really get a good look at what kind of snake it was, but it certainly was a snake. And it wasn't that big, because obviously it was mostly stuck to this glue trap. So I looked around the house for something long to grab it with, but I couldn't really find anything, so I had to take care of it before we removed it.
Before Meredith had a heart attack.
Yes, because she's deathly afraid of snakes. as a lot of people are, obviously, but it's really bad for her. She just kept acting like she was going to throw up.
That's how scared she was. She was going to throw up.
And she took pictures of it, and later on that night, she was looking at the pictures and acted like she was going to throw up again.
Like she looked at it after you had taken care of it, sent it to its demise.
Right. And, you know. So, yeah.
But imagine this, though. She's deathly afraid of snakes. She sees a snake, yells for help, then has to listen while the automated recliner slowly gets into a position where Rob can get up, because with his bad leg and back, he can't just jump out of that recliner.
Yeah, I was like, hold on a second.
So he's not exactly Mr. Wildlife himself.
No.
You know, he's not.
No, he's
So
like,
how scared were you?
I was very scared because even when you can't see it, you don't know what kind of snake you're dealing with. So
he's like, the snake was upside down, so I couldn't identify it. I was like, okay, Steve Irwin, like, calm down. I couldn't identify it.
well, I couldn't get a good picture of it to send to someone else to identify.
Is it black and yellow okay for a fellow? Or is it red and blue not safe for you?
Well, there you are, though, Rob, being the man protecting the house.
Good
Look
for
at
you, Rob. Good for you.
Yes, I was very scared.
And how long did it take you to calm down?
I went back to that recliner in my newly cooled office. And then she finished her shower, and I heard, I think there's a baby.
God.
A
So I had to
baby
go
snake?
again, put the seat back down, and then go check that out. And it was not a baby, nor a snake, nor any living organism. So it was just like, I don't know, something that was left over from something else.
Hair?
It was curled up. I don't know what it was.
Just faking throwing up.
She's just dry heaving. Well, we're glad everybody's okay.
Yep.
And just as a side note,
good.
this is, you said your new air conditioner. This is the new window unit that
Right.
was put into your office in your house that has central heat and air.
But this is on the other end of the house from the AC unit, so it doesn't get nearly as cooled.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, coming up next, the conversation that's surely going to trigger some people. And I'm going to get accused of trolling, but I'm really not. Coming up next.
From the Calotren Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calotren at acetj.com/weight loss. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Let's go. So we had our big event celebrating 25 years in the mothership market of Charlotte the other night. My sister came into town to surprise me. My sister and my nephew drove over from Louisiana to be a part of that. It was really great. It was a great surprise. We had a really nice time. And on Friday, we made a great surprise even better because we dined on a rainy night on Papa John's, and it crushed. Papa John's crispy parm pizza is phenomenal. A blend of Parmigiano Romano cheeses baked into the thin crust. It's a great combination because you get the pizza that you want with this incredible cheese combination in the crust. So it's like bonus cheese, which is fantastic. And the beautiful thing about Papa John's is we have a pregnant lady, me, my sister, my son, who's got a pretty limited palate, and then a 13-year-old. We were able to get something for everybody, and everybody ended up super happy. Done all through the Papa John's app. It's very easy to do. So you can order game night, want to spice up a weeknight dinner, perfect for the weekends like we did. Papa John's has you covered. Order for delivery or carry out online through papajohns.com or the Papa John's app. You can also call your local Papa John's. But either way, get it. It's great. Papa John's.
All right, so there is a story of the little township in Ohio where the, let's see what his official title is. He is the fiscal officer, or was, of this little township. He has just been sentenced to almost 5 years in prison and a big fine because they caught him using township monies for his own personal items. But I mean, nothing really out of the ordinary. I mean, tigers, capuchins, chimpanzees, lemurs, macaques, spider monkeys, birds of prey, cranes.
He bought all
That
those
sort of thing. Also, on an online auction site, a drone, video game systems, tricycles, telescopes, a dishwasher, custom-built enclosure for his refuge facility, 2 snow owls from England, and a wildebeest.
A
You know, so just
wildebeest.
run-of-the-mill things that somebody would take. Like if you took home a package of printer paper from the office, and they're making a big deal out of it.
Lighten up.
Oh, and then they thought it was, you know, just groundbreaking or law obliterating facts that he had obtained 5 hot tubs, an above ground pool, a gazebo, outdoor grills, a popcorn cart, a projector screen, kayaks, pressure washers, and a CPR mannequin. Like, what do you mean? Why do they have to be so stingy? These bean counters, man. Yeah. But he operates a zoo, kind of like on Tiger King, one of those types of things. And they say that he was buying some of the exotic animals for his zoo with town's money that he had access to, and he was having quite a big time ordering all this. So how do you get a wildebeest shipped to you?
Exactly.
What
I
kind of
was
freight
thinking.
are you paying on that? And I mean, wouldn't you hate to be the Amazon delivery person or FedEx having to lift a wildebeest and put it on the front porch?
Can I order one wildebeest, please?
Wildebeest.
Ace TJ 5G. On your phone, on your radio, in your car, on your iPad, on your computer. Anytime, anywhere, for your entertainment. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast.
Go to YouTubes and see it. Ace TJ TV on the YouTubes. You get all it up in there. How's it, bro? Okay. That YouGov website, which is a British site, asked people the hypothetical: if you were in a sinking boat, would you save one person or 100 dogs? You can't save both. You can either save 100 dogs or one person. What would you do? Almost 25% of people said they're saving the dogs.
That's a shame.
61% said save the person, and the rest of the people just couldn't decide. Which is that's worse than anything. Not picking.
Well,
up.
I need to know other things.
Well, you have to assume that the person is not an evil. You know, it's not some sort of an evil person that needs to die or a murderer, and it's just an average
Are they
person.
super old?
Just an average person out on a boat. Yes, say they're anywhere from the age, however you want to think about it, from 18 to dead to 95, whatever.
I mean, if they're about in the 90s, I mean, they already lived a nice
So you would
long
save
life.
the dogs.
I'm saying it's a possibility.
Riggins, you would save the dogs.
I don't know. I would go in the I don't know.
Okay. Then they said, what if it were 10 dogs versus one person? Would that make a difference? Would you save 10 dogs or one person?
Let's say you're walking by, you know nothing about the situation, nobody's around, you look out, there they are. You know, person.
19% said they'd still save the dogs. Wow. When it's one dog versus one person, 14% said that they still choose the dog. Now,
That's terrible.
here's the thing. If you look out and there is a human being that is about to drown, and you can save that human being, and you choose to save animals, then you are an evil person. You think you're very kind and sweethearted and tender and sympathetic and all because you're choosing the poor innocent animals, but you're actually an evil person. So, do we have evil people among us here?
Yeah, maybe you do.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
think so. And I can't help but say I'm surprised at you, Riggins, but I knew the other one was evil.
You're
We've known
evil.
that.
Well, they said in that.
Satan hides in short girls. We all know that.
Whatever. You would say something like that.
You would. You hate people.
You hate animals.
Yeah. If it comes down to saving any animal or however many number of animals versus a human life. And this does also go to prove my point that it wasn't that many years ago that this wouldn't even be a dilemma for anybody in a hypothetical situation. But
Well,
people have gone to treating animals on the same level with humans, and now it's where we are.
all I gotta say is look at Noah's Ark. They saved the animals over the people.
Who is they?
God. The Lord.
Two of every
Two
animal.
of every animal.
I don't think
Okay, and there was
that's at
only 8
least 100,
people in
yeah.
that ark.
I think your rationale is
Yeah.
a little off on that.
Either way, you need help. You need to go to the hospital if you would save animals over a human in that situation.
What are their cute golden retriever
Oh
puppies?
my God, it's 100 golden retriever.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
It could be baby pandas. I wouldn't.
Oh my God.
Forget the people.
Yeah.
Hope you can swim. I'll be chilling with my 100 baby pandas.
There is a surgery you can have to make you a better kisser. And some lady has had this procedure done. We'll tell you what it is next.
Live on your radio and anytime you want us, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ Show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Hey, we're doing something really cool for some kids who really need a helping hand. They're kids at the Children's Hospital, both in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Concord, North Carolina. It's called the Baby Registry in honor of Ace and his wife Amanda's new bundle of joy coming. I always wondered, are they talking about the baby is joyous or the people are joy? It's a bundle of joy that the parents have and whatnot.
I think the baby brings joy. So the baby would be the bundle of joy.
Yeah,
Okay,
little bundle.
right. I got it.
Do you? I don't feel like you don't get it.
No, I guess
Tell me you don't get it
because
at
I mean,
all.
when you walk around and you're a bundle of nerves,
Yeah.
it's because you're nervous.
right.
So it would be like if it's a bundle of joy, then the baby's the one feeling the joy.
Right.
So you got it?
Yeah.
I don't think you do.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, I got it. I wasn't sure.
You guys are dumb.
I was just trying to say yeah to go along because I knew what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, why you overanalyze everything?
Oh, no, I like.
But anyway, and go to our social medias, go to our website, wherever you want to go and check out the Ace and TJ Baby Registry. It's something really, really great. Now, this is a quick story, just maybe to make you cringe a little bit. There's a lady, her name is Rochelle, and Rochelle says she felt like she was never really kissing anybody. She didn't get the feeling of kissing like she should have. And you know why? Because she had a short frenulum.
Oh, what?
That lingual frenulum, the little thing that
Under your
tongue, that little string. It wouldn't allow her tongue to protrude enough to really kiss
So
anybody.
she couldn't really she couldn't make out because her tongue wouldn't stick out far enough.
Right.
That's wild.
So she went in and had it,
Yeah, but-
had it clipped. She had it clipped.
So her tongue could go out further?
Ugh,
What a freak.
like a lizard.
Sounds like something Ace would do.
That's a commitment right there, though.
Why is she a freak?
I mean, so that your tongue can protrude, so you can get more tongue action
she
in the
can-
make
But it
out.
couldn't
So she
even
can kiss.
well, that
You can kiss
Yes.
without the
You don't
tongue.
need a tongue
Yeah,
to kiss.
exactly.
She wants it to go further into his mouth.
yeah, but
Well,
she
yeah.
may also want to, if your frenulum is short, and sometimes you want to. Like, how does she go to the doctor and stick out her tongue and say,
How's she lick an ice cream
she
cone?
can't do it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You can't lick an
There's
ice
so
cream
many
cone.
things. Just imagine if your tongue were strapped down with a little short rubber band.
You can't stick your tongue out at someone if they're being
Right.
dumb.
There's a lot of stuff you can't do.
Exactly.
She's like,
So maybe it's not that she's a freak. Maybe she just wants to live a complete life.
Maybe she just wants ice cream cones.
Yeah. I would
Just think about-
pay to see her lick an ice cream cone.
Think about her trying to
I
eat a
wanna see it.
popsicle.
Yeah.
You know, you got to stick your tongue out to get the popsicle in there.
Yeah.
And why does it sound like something Ace would do?
Yeah,
know,
it's a
it
good
is.
thing.
Like, come on.
And she's adorable, by the way.
Is she cute?
Yep. Then it shows a pic close up of her mouth with the stitches underneath her tongue and all that. So she ready to go. She's like
La, la, la.
I'm ready for all the
into
kissing
the kissing
now.
booth.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Well, I gotta Google. I need to see this before I do now trending, which is coming up next.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
So we have a big event tomorrow night. One of those live things. It's called Extra Funny Live. It used to be called Share Funny Live. We have some VIP spots available. All the other general admissions is gone, and we have VIP. You get all kinds of cool stuff with the VIP tickets. Go to the social medias or acetj.com. You want to get some VIP tickets right there.
How much work are you doing when you're working remotely? They just did a survey, and 24% of people who work remotely, mainly meaning work from home, admit to taking a nap while on the clock. 11% admit, they've had sex while working, while quote unquote working, when it's supposed to be work time. But 60% of people say they've worked during off hours to catch up on stuff they didn't do during the day. So like if they took off, maybe they blow off the afternoon, and then that evening they'll do the work to catch up from it. The most common non-work activity, scrolling through social media. About 75% of people claim they've done that. The other 25% have got to be lying. You're telling me while if you're working from 8 to 5, at no point while you're on the clock, you just pick up your phone and scroll through it and look at social media for a minute? I'm sure you do. Other common ones include household chores, shopping online, watching TV, running errands, and planning trips.
Wow.
13% of people admit they only work 3 to 4 hours on average when working remotely. But they say that averages out because people in office, when they're studied or whatever, roughly work about 4 hours a day, actual work time. You know, but it said most millennials and Gen Xers working remotely said they work a full 8-hour day or longer.
Yeah, heck yeah! Finally, we get some good news.
Right, exactly.
Not like you bums who are dragging us down.
Yeah.
Well, I just
Get to work.
I just find it so interesting that people who advocate working from home and saying you get more done, you can stay focused more and all that, and how many of them would still say that homeschooling is bad?
Yeah.
Same arguments. And then they say, well, the social aspect, kids are they got to have the social aspect. Well, you're not getting the social aspect sitting at home
Yeah.
all day working.
I just saw a thing about the one of the detriments of remote working is the fact that people are beginning to miss just being around other people. That it has a very detrimental it has a detrimental impact on their mental well-being because they're just not around people enough.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
Ace TJ 5G. Hit it! You are connected to Ace TJ 5G. Ace, TJ, Riggins, Alexis, Tech D-Rob. Live from the Calatrend Studios, this is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Yep. Look at that. Look at that.
I feel like we ought to be riding at night with the windows down when you hear this music. Like on the way to put out a hit on somebody or something.
Yeah, I can't concentrate on anything except because I got a big important task today. As soon as we get finished here, I got to go to Costco. I'm out.
Got to be focused.
I'm out of Flonase. True story.
You go to Costco just for one thing?
Yeah. I get my my Flonase in there, and some Kirkland's wavy kettle chips with pink Himalayan salt, but not at the same time.
The kettle chips make it worthwhile.
Well, I mean, no, it's two different trips. The bag of chips is so heavy, you got to just concentrate on that.
'cause it's
It
a
takes up
huge
the whole
bag of
back
chips.
of my truck.
It's a big bag.
Yeah.
Bring it in
One of those
here.
where you have to, as you're eating it, you have to cut the top of the bag off so you don't have to reach down from all the way to your elbow to get the chips at the bottom.
Dang.
And of course,
Yeah.
Alexis says, I don't know if you heard her or not, bring it in here.
Yeah, bring them back
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah.
I like Himalayan salt and I
Well,
like chips.
You just went to Sam's Club the other day. Why didn't you bring something in here?
I'll find some.
Your boyfriend told me you can't have chips.
Shut up.
No chips for her.
If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
I'm sure a bag of chips is going to come in handy once 420 rolls around. April 20th, right around the corner. So just a heads up, a lot of stoners going to be out on the loose, eating weed and, snorting,
Shooting gummies.
shooting gummies
Yeah.
and snorting leaves and stems and all that.
Drinking the juice.
Yeah. Do you know anybody that's way into weed now, Alexis? Like that will make a whole day of it?
No, not really.
It's kind of a thing you did when you were young.
Yeah, like early 20s. That was a cool thing. You do a 420 party.
Exactly.
And you like fill up the bongs, you roll up the joints, and do a relay race of all the weeds.
You get, I don't want to get, yeah, it's like a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
But they're going to be out on the loose, so just a heads up. Earth Day is also right around the corner, kind of connected. One of Alexis's favorite
I love
holidays.
Earth Day.
But Jack Links, they sell beef jerky. They're introducing something perfect for people who love Earth Day. That's a pair of cargo shorts that have 20 unique pockets, perfect for storing different kinds of beef jerky in them. Cargo shorts, beef jerky, Earth Day. It's a match made in heaven.
Those are cargo shorts. What? Squared. What would
Yeah,
I don't even know how to describe those as cargo shorts with so many pockets on them.
Cargo shorts on cocaine. I mean,
Yeah.
it's out of control. But if it's got 20 pockets for beef jerky, those shorts would probably cost $172.
Yeah.
That's a lot of beef jerky in there.
Yeah. If you were able to put beef jerky in each pocket.
Exactly.
Which not many people can afford.
Exactly.
Yeah, that stuff is expensive.
Yeah. I don't celebrate Earth Day, but because I don't know how.
You just hug trees.
that
and
it?
like tell the earth thank you.
Tell the Earth thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for being a good Earth.
Yeah. And then downgrade and cuss capitalism.
Earth Day cuts capitalism.
Yeah, it's an anti capital based in communist principles.
Is the Earth communist?
No. No.
The Earth itself is not.
Boy, you are taking us right to the precipice of a deep conversation. Though.
Is the Earth a liberal? Did the Earth vote? But yeah, that's coming up soon. And then obviously the top trending topic still at the moment is Damar Hamlin, who is the player for the Buffalo Bills who had the heart attack in January during Monday Night Football. Scary scene playing out on live TV. But he says the doctors have cleared him and he's prepping for a major NFL return. So it's a wild story.
Just unbelievable that he's going to even try to make a comeback.
Yeah, I don't know what he's worth. If I had a lot of money and I went through that, I'd be like, you know what? I mean, I like football, but
What a great story, though, if he does make a comeback. It's what he loves to do. It's all he knows to do.
Yeah, I guess.
I think it's if you had the same thing happen and you recovered, would you come back in here?
And I had a lot of money?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
If you had a lot of money, would you be here anyway?
That is not
No.
the answer you were looking for.
I mean, that's why you work. You work. I
Right.
mean, it's fun. It's great if you can get something fun, but
If you don't have to work, why would you work?
why would you go to work?
Exactly. I'm with you on that.
And if something happened to you
I'm
in
on that bus
here
now,
that
too.
was, debilitating and all, you would have money if you survived because you'd sue us.
If I fall heart attack in here because you hit me, I'm not coming back. Just a heads up. We're going to talk about we've all got shocking things, but there's one hair lice technician who made a revelation on TikTok, and people were stunned.
A hair lice technician?
Yeah, it's a real job. And she has an interesting way how she deals with her job, and people were floored. I'm going to share the story coming up next.
Live in the morning and anytime you want it as a podcast. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Does that mean they're small?
Is the stick small or is the order small?
Yeah.
It's the order.
They should make small
They
mozzarella
should,
sticks.
yeah, that'd be cute.
Well, you can make them yourself. Just when you get the order, just cut them in half.
That's true. So, is that something you would go for?
I will be picking up just some small mozzarella sticks on my way home today.
Now, what does that do? I mean, 4 mozzarella sticks, not enough for a lunch.
It's a little snack.
A little snacky
Yeah, it's
snack.
a cheese snack. I love that.
Also-
Tides him over till he gets home.
Yeah, Krispy Kreme also has you can get a free donut with a purchase today of their new cookies, cookie donuts.
They've got cookie donuts.
It's like Chips Ahoy and Oreos mixed in with donuts.
Oh. So,
Cookie dough.
so the small mozzarella sticks will tide you over till you get to a Krispy Kreme, which would then tide you over till you get home
Yeah.
to eat lunch or go to wherever you're going to eat lunch.
I don't know why you're saying it with so scrupulously, but
Where you go to Lone Star and get the chicken critters,
right.
right?
Yeah.
What a full day.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. 4 mozzarella sticks, is that enough to make me go for a deal? $1.49?
Well,
it is right across.
Yeah, it's
the
right
street.
here.
it's across the street, and it's kind of the icing on the cake. Like, you know what? Because they've got the mozzarella sticks, I'll go ahead and get the foot-long coney.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm
See,
not
that's
just
why- that's
getting
what-
a mozzarella stick. I'm
if
going to
he
get
is,
something
though.
else.
Yeah, I
He
am.
is.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
I couldn't.
I would have to get like some type of chicken
Yeah.
nuggets on the side or
Exactly.
corn dogs.
I'm going to get something else while I'm
and a
there.
slushie while I'm out there. While I'm there, since it's Sonic.
You just gonna run up a big bill.
Yeah.
I know. Before you know it, it's $15.
And, oh, and chili cheese fries.
Yeah, it's like, what?
Yeah, it's the reason I would go, but but it wouldn't be the only thing I would get. I'd want to get something else other than just 4 mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
Oh, they're ocean water.
And
Candy.
Ocean water,
you
cherry
dip those,
limeade.
Rob? You dip them in marinara?
I try not when I'm driving.
Okay, well, that's
but
all I needed.
Ace TJ 5G. Just download it wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast.
Make sure you're watching the show on YouTube. The entire show goes up on YouTube late in the day. And also, we stream Extra Funny, the podcast, live every single day. So just look up Ace TJ TV on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, hit the little notification bell so you never miss a new episode. And we got a bunch of new content up there every single day. It's great. There's a woman named Rachel on TikTok. She's 22 years old. She's got an interesting job. She is a hair lice technician. Didn't even know that was a real title, a role.
Yep.
A hair lice technician.
Ace and I met with one of those one time for an hour or so
Because you had lice?
because we were doing commercials for their clinic.
Oh, really? There's a whole clinic
Yeah.
devoted to lice.
Uh-huh. It's a big city.
She, she is a hair lice technician. She's just 22 years old. But she revealed this interesting fact about her job on TikTok, and people were shocked. She said, when I go to work, I don't wear any kind of protective clothing, which all my coworkers do. They wear a hairnet, they wear gloves, they wear the protective covering over their clothing. And people were like, why would you not wear protective clothing? She goes, because I don't want to make the person that comes in with the lice, I don't want to make them feel like they are, poisoned or dangerous to be
Like a
around.
leper.
It gives them like a leper.
Okay.
Like
I
it
get
gives
that.
them a sense of gross,
Yeah.
disgust. And
They're embarrassed already.
They're embarrassed
Yeah.
already.
I understand that.
So noble cause, but
Ugh.
I wouldn't date her.
I'm not,
I wouldn't take the risk.
I'm not
Well,
inviting her to my
I would-
house.
I wouldn't care. It wouldn't bother me because lice doesn't go into adult male heads.
Is that right? Uh-huh. She also said, I don't wash my hair because lice really like clean hair. Mm-hmm. So what she does do is braid it. But that's it. She goes, I don't wear the hair nets. I don't do the gloves, none of that, because I don't want my client to feel embarrassed about it. Wow. For 22 years old, that's a pretty noble thing to do. But it is shocking because you think lice is like, oh my God, to get them on you.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah, and that sounds scary. But what do you tell people all the time from your life and it shocks them? Something interesting, like you're a hair lice technician that doesn't wear any protective clothing. Something like that from your own life. We've got a ton of responses, and some of these are hysterical and wild and weird, and you'll probably be talking about them the rest of the day. At the Ace TJ Show, we'll find out what shocks people when you tell them. Coming up next.
Share Funny is now a little extra. The Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 a.m. live on the Ace and TJ app and anytime wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. And podcast.
This may sound a little weird. Supposed to tell you about Calitrin right now. But the big voice guy just did.
Well,
Trying to steal my time. I guess I could add something to it. I don't know what. Look, make this the swimsuit season, the shorts season, where you feel more confident about how you look. If you want to lose weight, you need a product that is scientifically proven to help you do that, and that's Calitrin. It comes in a liquid or capsules, and it's not a stimulant of any kind. It's the healthy way to lose weight because it's collagen. It's the collagen protein that is the highest quality. It promotes fat loss and lean muscle. And the people at Calitrin are so very nice, and they appreciate you so much that they will help you through the entire process. Whenever you have any questions, you just let them know. They're fine, fine people right out of Tennessee in the USA. So right now you can, if you buy 3 months supply, you get 2 months free and $21 off on top of that. So it's a great deal, and you should just really just go to their website right away and look at all the stuff that they have there. It is acetj.com/weight loss. acetj.com/weight loss for Calitrin.
we got some unique people in the radio family, and we're going to prove it to you. There's a woman, it's 22. She's a hair lice technician. She says she doesn't wear any protective clothing. So the question is, what do you tell people that shocks them about your own life? And there are so many of these on social media at the Ace TJ Show. What do you say to people that shocks them? Becca said that I dumpster dive and I'm killing it. I've gotten couches, brand new swimming pools, expensive antiques. The list goes on and on. Expensive antiques in the dumpster?
Wow, swimming pools?
So a whole swimming
She
pool?
found swimming pools.
One man's
got-
trash is another man's treasure. You know what they say.
That's exactly right. Emily said, I'm a lesbian who can't stand the Wizard of Oz. And she goes, if you know folks in the LGB community, you'll understand why people are shocked. I do know people, but I've never heard that.
I
That's a
heard
thing?
about Wizard of
Yeah,
Oz.
I didn't know the Wizard of Oz was a thing, and nobody's ever really brought it up to me before.
Oh, really? Lesbian, gay, bisexual, love the Wizard of Oz.
It's like a theater
'cause
thing.
It's a musical, and it's, it's the dream, the fantasies, and the, taking you on a trip through the Wonderland and all of that. Yeah.
Ruby shoes.
They love tornadoes.
Yeah, now that I'm...
The gays,
gays.
the gays
tornadoes.
love tornado movies.
I did not know
They
that.
really do. Any movie about a tornado, they are right. Scares them to death,
Yeah.
but it's that thrill of,
Yeah.
Like, I like movies about serial killers. Them gays like movies about tornadoes.
Wizard of Oz, Twister.
Twister. Yeah, all the big ones.
And Alexis was over here. She's going, Ruby shoes. Like I'm supposed to make something out of that. Oh, yeah, right. Ruby shoes. I didn't think about that. Well, there's so many of these. I want to get to all of them. They're wild. They get even crazier. We'll get to some of them coming up next.
Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 Eastern, live on the Ace and TJ app, or download anytime wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ coming up. Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
You've got a business. Maybe you're the manager of the business. Maybe it's a medical facility. You own the building. Whatever the case may be, you're the person responsible for making sure it is clean. Let me make that job very easy for you. acetj.com/clean. Whatever your business, whatever your situation, there is one company, the Johnson Group, that can do a better job than anybody else of keeping your office clean. Because that's all they do. Commercial cleaning at its finest. Since 2004, Katie and Emily, they're sisters. They started the Johnson Group. Currently, a few places you may know that they take care of. Bank of America Stadium, all of the YMCAs in Charlotte, High Point, and Gastonia, Optimus Hall, the list goes on and on and on. Over 15 million square feet of office and medical building space every single month. That's what they do, and they can take care of you better than anybody else. All you do is go to acetj.com/clean. That's acetj.com/clean to find out more about the Johnson Group.
I saw a different side of Tech D Rob this morning. Almost first thing when I woke up.
Okay.
I opened my phone and I go on TikTok, and I don't follow anybody. I have a private account, and I don't, no picture. I just like looking at the content. I'm not posting anything. But somehow it was on Rob's TikTok page, a TikTok he had posted recently from this month. And I saw a completely different side of Tech D Rob. He's not a, I wouldn't go up and hug Rob. He's nice, but he's not a warm kind of touchy-feely kind of guy. But in this TikTok video that he posted, he's talking to his dog, and the dog is scared of this little baby gate it's got to go through, and he's trying to convince the dog to come through the baby gate. And the way he's talking to his dog was totally shocking to me. The dog's name is Evie, and he's going, "Evie, baby, come on.
Aww.
Baby, come on through." And in a higher pitched voice than he's normally talks in. I was shocked. I didn't know he interacted like that with his dog. I was shocked. "Baby, come on. Oh, baby, come on."
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit of a baby talk to it. Mm-hmm. I was stunned.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry. I didn't cry. But that was wild. I didn't realize that about you, Rob. You are you got a tender heart with that dog.
Yeah, the dog is one of my favorite things in life. That dog.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't like that other one.
Yeah, that dog.
Yeah, he doesn't, because in the caption somebody said, or in the comments somebody said, "Is this the dog that bit the nice dog?" And he goes, "No, that was the other dog that bit this one." Like it was pretty clear.
Don't get them confused.
He did not like that other
I
dog.
only like one of these dogs.
Yeah, it was sweet though. Nice to see.
Ace TJ 5G. TJ podcast and radio show.
Make sure you go subscribe to Ace TJ Prime. It's a free subscription service, but we also have a paid tier if you want to get even more content. And we're going to start rolling out new content soon. But it's free right now, so everybody go sign up if you're an Ace and TJ fan, acetj.com/prime. Real quick, we just want to know where you're listening, your social security number, your bank account information, stuff like that.
Little things.
Little stuff. But
code on your debit card.
yeah. No, it's free, and if you're a big fan, you can get signed up for Ace and TJ Prime Plus. So it's really cool. We got a bunch of stuff happening.
There's a lot.
yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff coming though. Stuff at night, stuff in the day.
Yeah. Who's gonna do that stuff at night?
Private
I'm not
stuff.
doing that.
You know it's Ace.
No,
Yeah.
it's on a rotation,
Somebody's
spread out equally amongst show members.
somebody used to have a political show that's going to be coming back.
That's right. Well, no, I guess I shouldn't say anything. Keep it. Mum's the word, right?
Not even
Mum's
going
the
to say
word.
who it is. Not even going to say which person it is.
Yeah, with a conservative show. We're talking about things that are shocking to others. I don't have anything like this, but people are shocked when they hear "I blank." What is it? That you haven't eaten a vegetable in 35 years? That you're 56 with a 22-year-old boyfriend? What is it? My favorite so far is from Emily, who said, "I'm a lesbian who can't stand the Wizard of Oz." I mean, that's incredible. But there's more. I mean, there's so many of these. Trying to get through some of them. That I'm a woman and I don't like chocolate. I don't think that's that unique anymore.
Yeah, I'm running into that more often.
Yeah. Jody's not a chocolate. She doesn't. She could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
No.
There's one
She's
here.
more hard candy, fruity flavors and gummies and things. Not dope gummies, regular old-fashioned gummies.
Thank God.
There's one here I've never heard of. And TJ, you don't like eye things.
Yeah, so
Be aware. She said, I have implanted contacts that are permanent in my eyes. Best things ever.
I've heard of that.
Ooh,
I've never heard of
that.
implanted
They
contacts
like
before.
fuse them
lenses.
to your eyeballs.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome though. All right, you're good.
You're good.
What they were saying is they got Barbie, which I love, said, I eat mayo on hot dogs. Why is that weird? It's
I do that.
1,000% normal to me.
I think a lot of people do that.
I think around the world that's a pretty common thing.
Mayo and chili is delicious.
Mayo and chili
Yeah.
on a
on
hot
the dog,
dog.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
I'm telling you, any kind of bread, pretty much, if I'm not eating a sweet sandwich like peanut butter and jelly or whatever, I want mayonnaise on it. Just got any kind of meat on it, I want mayo.
Yeah. Lauren said, I've never had a Big Mac. Maybe this is a good time to try a Big Mac because they're changing the recipe to the Big Mac. They're putting more sauce on it.
Melted cheese.
Sammy said, I can't burp. I physically can't burp.
That would suck.
Yeah. I mean, you get built up with gas and
ever?
stuff. Yeah.
She just farts.
I wish my wife had that problem.
Yeah.
If she couldn't burp.
Yeah. So, and Ace, read the one that you were talking about during the commercial. Because I think there's an update.
This lady Carrie said, I was on Nancy Grace Swift Justice. Now that sounds to me, based on what I found out, it must be some type of almost like a court show where you go on and Nancy Grace gives a ruling of some sort. And then she came back to say, I took my ex on to pay expenses where he had abused me and physically damaged my face. Well, A, good for you for getting back at him, for not allowing that to happen to you without retribution. But that's wild. To me, you're on a Nancy Grace Swift Justice show? That's crazy.
That's like a court show kind of thing?
It sounds that way because she said, I took on to pay expenses. So Nancy must give some type of declaration.
Or you say, I'd be terrified to go in front of Nancy Grace. She seems scarier than
Very scary.
Judge Judy. Casey Anthony, I'm Nancy Grace. Yeah, she's scary.
Yeah, she's
that
scary.
haircut
And those eyes.
And that skin.
and that skin, those haircuts. And it's all scary. Yeah, so these are wild. So if you've got one additional one to add, please, at the Ace TJ Show. And then also, love yourself and love one another.
Bloop.
And get signed up for Ace and TJ Prime.
It's just like your Springer moment at this point of the show. Every day
Yeah.
you're going to go love yourself and one another and sign up for Ace and TJ Prime.
Spay your pets.
Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 Eastern, live on the Ace and TJ app, or download anytime wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ coming up.